Hey folks, how you all doing? So today I thought I would do a rankings video of one of my favourite female singers of all time. No, not Linda Ronstadt, no, not Carly Simon. Pink. This time we're doing Pink. Miss Alicia Moore. Um, Obviously she is known as Pink. Solid rock singer. At least half the songs on most of her albums are solid rock songs. There's power ballads, etc., etc. She's not just a pop singer. So if you're really not overly familiar with her work, watch this video and you'll be able to get an idea of what albums you should probably get into if you want to give her a bit of a chance. Anyways, 9 studio albums from Miss Moore, or Alicia Moore, aka Pink. I actually love 8 of the 9 studio albums. The other one just misses out, sadly. But yeah, we'll get into it. At number 9, I have 2003's Try This. A good album, but there's issues with it. Well, not issues with the album as such, but issues during the recording process. Pink was getting hammered by her record label to repeat the success of her second album and her debut album, but she wanted to move artistically in another direction, so there was a lot of stress, a lot of pressure there. You can hear it in the songs, you can hear it in her voice as well. She's very angry soul on this album, but this is a solid rock album for the most part. But yeah, she's just not happy. You can see and hear she's just not happy making this album. You know, it sounds slightly forced at times. You know, I think she wanted to be all things to all people, but at the same time be genuine and honest to herself as well. And I don't think it really worked as well as it should. You know, the album still comes in a really, really good 7 out of 10, which is just below the love mark from me. Trouble was a great song on here if you want one. God is a DJ, another one. Save My Life, another real good song. In fact, they're all really good songs. There's just not as many on here I love as I do on other albums, but as I said, really, really good album coming in at number 9 from me. Number 8 on my list, we go to 2000s Can't Take Me Home. This is a debut album, very modern R&B sounding. The songs are good. You can hear the soul, the R&B vibe soul in her voice. The thing with Pink, she can seem to go through any genre, whether it's pop, whether it's ballads, whether it's folky type material, R&B as this one is, you know, power ballads, etc. And she seems to be able to move effortlessly through all these genres naturally. She's just an all-round great singer. Anyway, back to this. She's got swagger on here. There's groove, there's feel. The ballads showcase this album better than the R&B stuff because it showcases what her vocal range can be and will improve over the next few albums to be even better than what it is. It's just a catchy, unapologetic dance pop album. It comes in at 7.5 out of 10. Title track is really good. That's one you should probably listen to. Most Girls. Love Is Such a Crazy Thing. Beautiful song. It's just a really, really good album. Number 7 on my list, we go to this one, Hurts to Be Human. This is from 2019. There's rock, pop, power ballads, ballads on this album. It's an album about her on-off relationship with her husband that's been pretty tumultuous over the years, splitting up, getting back together, splitting up, getting back together. It's also about her kids. A lot of the songs on a personal note. She'd come from a broken home, basically a very how can I put it, yeah, pretty much broken home, and I think because she's got 2 kids here by the time this album was released. She's determined to be what her mum couldn't be for her or wouldn't be for her. So yeah, there's just a very mature sounding Pink, and she's just reveling in the role that she has as a parent and wanting to be a better parent. 8 out of 10 from me. Best songs on here: Walk Me Home is absolutely beautiful, the title track absolutely beautiful, We Could Have It All, Last Song of Your Life, brilliant album, comes in at 8 out of 10. Number 6 on my list, we go to her sophomore album, Misunderstood, from 2001, and obviously sophomore second album. Far superior album to the second album. There's more of a rock pop sound on here than the R&B of her debut album. This album has more, as opposed to being a danceable pop album like her debut, this one has more personal felt songs on here. Dear Diary, Writing to Herself, Family Portrait, just a really sad song. If you want to understand how Pink's childhood was, after you watch this video, go and type in Pink and then Family Portrait. It's just such a beautiful yet soul destroying song, I guess, in a way, about, you know, having to have to, you know, put a happy brave smile and face on for the cameras for the family portraits, when really in real life the family was so dysfunctional, you know. And yeah, it's just really sad. So yeah, Dear Diary, you've got Family Portrait, other standout song, Get the Party Started, which is a great pop song. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for this one as well. Number 5 on my list, we go to her most recent album, which is Trustfall. This one showcases all the vulnerabilities as a human that she has, being her feelings of lost, being used. It also shows her inner strength. It's sort of her I Am Woman album, like the Helen Reddy song, or Aretha Franklin's R.E.S.P.E.C.T. It's that sort of album lyrically, where it's, you know, I am me. If you don't like it, you can basically go fuck yourself, which is the Pink attitude anyway. There's a lot of catchy songs on this without being cheesy as well. I like the way Pink can manage to delve into something so deep and personal and yet still have catchy radio friendly hooks on the songs. It's actually incredible. It's something, you know, the likes of Paul McCartney do. You know, they can have dark songs sometimes, he can have dark songs sometimes, but there's still that catchy hook that draws you in, and Pink seems to be able to do that really well as well. Lumineers feature on this one, as do First Aid Kit. Chris Stapleton's on it as well as a featuring artist. Never Not Gonna Not Dance, that's the title. That was the lead off single. Very poppy, very radio friendly. It's probably not the best track on here, and probably not the best track to sort of say it's representative of the entire album. The title track, Trustfall, is probably more representative of the album overall. But yeah, just a really good mature sounding album from Pink. Comes in at 8 out of 10 again. I know I've got 2 or 3, and this next one's going to be about the same, 8 out of 10. It might only be one track per album that I prefer over tracks on the other album, which lift an album above the previous album. That's all it is. So number 4 on my list, we go to I'm Not Dead. This was released in 2006. This is her 4th studio album. This was released after the Stressful Try This album. It's a political, self-aware, sexually aware album. It's a personal album with a lot of really emotive songs. Probably Stupid Girls, which is very much in the vein of, say, a Gwen Stefani type song. She's dissing other female singers in this song for their absolute stupidity, especially in public, the way they make their music videos, etc. So yeah, she's calls people out for bullshit, basically. She's very good at that. But if she's ever proven wrong, she does actually backtrack and say, yeah, well, sorry, I made a mistake. I didn't know the full facts, etc. Pink's very good like that, but she stands up for what she believes as well. So you got that song on there. Who Knew is absolutely brilliant. There's actually a letter, a so-called letter, like she's writing to, called Dear Mr. President, which was to George Bush. So yeah, it's an anti-Gulf War type song, where she's actually writing a letter to the president, etc. That was released just after the time when the Dixie Chicks had to change their name through all the bullshit that was going on with them and being politically correct and, you know, calling out certain politicians, etc. So Pink did it anyway just after that, and she didn't care whether popularity slumped or not, which it didn't. She just became more popular from it. But then again, difference. Dixie Chicks were a country band, so their fan base was a lot different than the pop rock fan base that Pink would have. You and Your Hand, another great song off the album. In fact, they're just about all good songs. There's another great song on one of these others I mentioned, Family Portrait. Another song in that same sort of vein is the last track on the album, Conversations with My 13-Year-Old Self. That's about her writing an imaginary letter to her 13-year-old self, basically saying, you know, it's going to be all right. Everything's going to get better with life. Just keep your chin up, girl. You know, keep your head on, and, you know, things will get better. So she's remembered all the bad things that happened in her childhood, and, you know, it's all going to get better with time. So, yeah, it's just really, really good album. Really, really good song. It does come in at 8 out of 10, like the other last couple as well. Number 3 on my list, we go to The Truth About Love, released in 2012. This album has a lot more synthesizers on it than any other album she's ever released. Not that they're so far in your face in the foreground, but they're there. They're there. It's almost her EDM, electro pop, electro dance album in a lot of respects, even though there is rock songs on here as well. This is a happy album as far as a Pink album goes. By the time her previous album was released, you know, her husband and her had split up. They were estranged from each other. And by the time this album, that's The Front Doorbell, was written, she'd rekindled, or they had rekindled their relationship, etc. So this is a happy album. Best songs on here, Just Give Me a Reason with Nate Ruess, who is the lead singer of Fun. Very, very good song, great rock ballad. True Love's another one. Title track again. Try, another great song. Beam Me Up, The Great Escape. Excellent, excellent album. This one comes in at 8.5 out of 10. Number 2 on my list of Pink albums, we go to Beautiful Trauma. This was released in 2017. This album took 3 years of living and writing for this song. It was a totally new direction and sound at that time. A lot of pent-up anger and resentment on here following her constant promo work in 2016 for Hillary Clinton, who we know was beaten by Donald Trump. So there's that pent-up frustration of all that time she spent trying to campaign for Hillary Clinton, only to have it, you know, thrown back in her face basically by Hillary not winning that particular election. It's, you know, she always speaks her mind and says what she thinks. So yeah, there's a lot of pent up anger on this album as well. What About Us, great song, But We Lost It, Beautiful Trauma. Yeah, just a great, great Pink album. 9 out of 10. Which makes my number 1 Pink album of all time, Funhouse, which is probably comes as no surprise to most people. This would be most people's number 1. It was her most commercially successful, had the most hits on it. So yeah, not saying that's why that is my favourite album, it just is my favourite album. It's the ultimate pop album, soft rock album, There's some dark themes on here. A lot of it reflects on her split up from her husband at the time. You know, like in the title track, this used to be a fun house, now it's full of evil clowns. So that's the dark thoughts going on in her head after being a fun house when she was happily married, etc. It's her, it's your fault, not mine, so F you. That's her, what the concepts of the album are, basically. So it's a letter to her ex, well, estranged husband, basically. Go F yourself. She still really loves him on this album. So yeah, lots of great hits on here. So What, Sober, Bad Influence, Funhouse. Just a great album. This one comes in at 9 out of 10 also. So there you go, folks. That's my countdown of the 9 Pink albums, from my least favourite to favourite. As you can tell, I love 8 of the 9. Really like the 9th one. So yeah, do yourself a favour. If you haven't heard any of these albums, go and listen to probably my top 4 albums and take it from there and see which way you want to go. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Stay safe, take care. All for now. Catch you around, and bye, folks.